If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
I want to talk about the next steps we're thinking about. First, tonight, I'm announcing that I will direct all states, tribes, and territories to make all adults, people 18 and over, eligible to be vaccinated no later than May 1. Let me say that again. All adult Americans will be eligible to get a vaccine no later than May 1.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. The world's going to change on May the 1st. Well, it's going to open up more doors on May the 1st. And hey, I'm not even just talking about how more and more people are going to be allowed to receive the jab as of May 1st out of our president's own mouth, but I'm also talking about the doors that are going to open, because May 1st wasn't just chosen by coincidence. Instead of saying the end of April, April 31st, May 1st happens to be the Beltane. Now, if you're not familiar with the Beltane, it is one of the most precious holidays on the satanic calendar. Second, of course, to Samhain or Samhain, whatever you want to call it, which is Halloween. This is a date between the spring equinox and the summer equinox, where they believe the veil is at its thinnest other than Halloween, where they perform all types of rituals on people. And this is nothing more than a ritual. Because why? They all want everyone to get the old jabberoo, right? And again, I talk about on my website at callforanuprising.com, which you haven't joined yet. You should definitely join or consider joining before this channel is taken off of YouTube. Because look, this is my 4th or 5th channel. All of the other ones, 2 of them been deleted, which were backup channels. I have a couple existing. I can't even keep track. I'm not somebody special. They do this to all truther channels. But again, I built this one out. But at callforanuprising.com is uncensored content. There's so much stuff that you can learn there from each other, as well as old videos of mine that have been removed from YouTube. So check it out if you haven't. But I talk about a video I put up recently this week on the website about the children and how the children are round 3. The final round, going to teenagers in schools, which our wonderful president talks about as well in that speech I showed you earlier. The plan as of May 1 is that anyone 18 or older will be eligible to receive the jab. And if you aren't listening, the last few days, states like Washington, Oregon, states are coming forward over the last 2 weeks, and it'll continue happening through the month of March through the month of April, where states will announce, because Biden, said, hey, I went reaching out to every state that they make it ready for everyone by May 1. Every state will be ready by May 1. They've seen enough people clamoring for the jab. They've seen enough people and enough proof that people are going to go and get it, that they're going to make it readily available. They did their little, oh, you can't have it, but I want it thing. And it worked. And they're saying 10% of the population has already gotten it. And watch how those numbers fly through the roof as of May 1. But again, the Beltane, what a coincidence that they would choose that date to perform this massive ritual on the entire country of the United States of America. Because that's what it is, getting the jab is. It is a ritual for them to get that into your bloodstream. And I can't go into any more detail here on YouTube about it. But the set target date is May 1st. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that's going on revolving around the jabberoo, some of the stuff that I can talk about, which obviously is this. Alaska is one of the first states, or the first state, that came out and said by May 1st, it will be readily available to anyone over the age of 18. And then, of course, we're supposed to be normalized by July 4th, which is another symbolic date for them. In 1776, which is another symbolic date for them. and the restrictions will be eased on those who choose to get the jab, and the rest of us will be left out in the dust, not being allowed to go outside and play with the other kids. We'll be the ones who are bullied, we're mocked, persecuted, and that's fine by me, because I'm used to it, and I really don't give a crap at this point. Unfortunately for us, we won't be able to travel, and eventually, if everything goes the way that I think it's going to go, with things that become mandatory, you aren't going to be able to buy and sell without it, because you're not going to be able to go to stores. You're not going to be able to get employment unless you have it. So for those people who believe that it is the mark, they could very well be right. And for those who don't, well, that's fine too. It's your body, your choice, as they say. So good luck with that. Now, another thing too that I saw, which was absolutely hilarious, because every day they're pushing a new restriction on people, or another way to shame people, or another way to make people change themselves to mold into what they want. And I don't know if this has anything to do with it. I just thought this was hilarious. Should you shave or should you not shave? How beards are affecting people and the risk that it's creating for people who have beards. I kid you not. They even go as far as to show this graphic from the CDC about masks. And this was for face piece respirators from 2017. They made this. So they made it nicely ahead of time. And they show the restrictions if you have certain type of facial hair, right? So if you have long sideburns, if you have mutton chops, a beard, they put X's underneath it because you're preventing the mask from fully protecting your face. So they recommend that you shave your beard. They're recommending a lot of things. Now, will they make that mandatory? I think that might be pushing it a little far on people because I think they'll start to get a little PO'd. But this is just about control, right? Controlling everything going on in your world, everything going on in your life at all times. Monitoring you at all times. I went somewhere and I was asked when entering the facility to provide my phone number. And I said, why? And they said, because we want to monitor your social distancing with contact tracing. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sure. Hold on. Here's my phone number. 555-5555. You can, check out the information there. And I pretty much gave a phone number similar to that because, of course, I'm not dumb enough. And I'm always prepared for imbeciles to ask me ridiculous things. Because anytime you go to a store now, you get asked your phone number. You get asked if you get shamed into donating to a charity like the Red Cross, which if you haven't seen my videos on charity, you should definitely check them out if they're still around. They will be on my website, and the connection to the Red Cross and the occult. So those are things they ask you at any store. I mean, they just drill you with questions, even at drive-thrus. Would you like to donate your change? Hi, we're going to need your phone number to move forward with the order. Oh, yes, sure, 555-5501. I'm good, thanks. So that's just pretty much what I did. But my point being is that you can't even go to a store without them. And they're like, oh, we just want to contact trace. Oh, yeah? And who's doing this? Huh? The kid, the intern, and who knows? There's an employee here who's contact tracing? You're going to throw me out if you see I was near? I mean, give me an utter break that people are allowing this to be done. But the ritual is almost complete because soon everyone will be ready, willing, and able to take the jab. Because May 1st, on the Beltane, on this date, that people like Pres B and I'm sure the Donald will be there. They'll all be there laughing at the American people who believe that this is a republic, who believe this is a left and right, who think that this is a free country, who think that there's something actually going on. And they'll be performing heinous rituals that people refuse to believe exist or are going on because of deflection in the media that, of course, involve children and all sorts of things revolving around the word sacrifice. But they don't believe that it's going on. But they'll be doing it on the 1st as people are running to their CVS and their Walgreens and anywhere else they can to get something put in them. They have no idea what it is or what it could do, but they're telling everyone now it's the American thing and the right thing to do. So get ready to be shamed into that when things go back to normal on July 4th, according to plan, wink, wink, and we're not allowed to travel. You lose your job. You can't access your bank account. All the things that they will make to stand in the way of anybody who just wants to kind of choose that it's their body, their choice. I want to remind everyone, please check out the website at callforanuprising.com. Again, there's a lot of videos about these rituals, these specific dates in the satanic calendar, which you're no longer, believe it or not, allowed to talk about here on YouTube. And that's true for a lot of the stuff in their calendar, because I cover it and it always gets a flag or a restriction on it, or it's available in certain countries, or, you know, if they have it where it's, you know, monetization limited, that means that a majority of your subs aren't going to get it either, the recommendation, because it hasn't been approved. But on my website, that stuff's there. And again, there's people there interacting with each other, sharing really important information, especially about things like the Beltane, which are coming up, and about the jab and all the stuff going on in the world, the stuff going on in old Boulder. So you definitely want to check it out. And I thank the patrons again for your support of this channel, for constantly just being there to keep this channel running here on YouTube. If you're not a patron, please consider becoming one. It's much appreciated. Check out the Teespring store if you haven't already. And again, if you could just thumbs up the video, it's greatly appreciated. Nice comments are always appreciated by me. And yeah, appreciate you guys greatly. Thanks so much for being here. And this is just, I think when I see stuff like this and I hear, you know, May 1st, I just start laughing. You know, I'm just like, it's so obvious why they would choose that date. And people just like, that's just crazy. You're just, oh, and the Beltane's not what he says it is, a call for an uprising. He says the summer solstice is for this and Halloween's for that. Halloween's about candy. Oh, yeah? Absolutely. Absolutely not. But to the, you know, uninformed, dumbed down public, they believe whatever they hear from the TV because they don't want to believe this stuff's actually happening when it is. And they're right in the middle of it. I thank you guys again for listening. God bless all of you and your families.